Look at this. That's a shark. Look at the eye. Look at the mouth, the eyes.
Hello, creature feature film fans, and welcome back to the Jaws cast, the podcast that discusses animal attacks, aquatic horror, and exploitation films that have either been inspired by, paid homage, or flat out ripped off the 1975 original monster fish masterpiece, Jaws. And today we are discussing a big one. The rip-off flick to end all rip-off flicks, as Steven Spielberg himself deemed it, the best of all the Jaws knockoffs, a New World Pictures production of a Joe Dante joint, and an exploitation classic, the 1978 Piranha. Coming to you from the Jaws Cave, this is Johnny. I can do anything. I'm the Chief of Police Maresca, and I will be your captain aboard this vessel. Guiding you through these treacherous waters we will be setting sail upon this evening. Along for the ride, my co-host, my drinking buddy, my wedding officiant, and my first mate aboard the USS Johnny Jaws cast, the best pal a Johnny like myself could ask for. Please introduce yourself and tell me, do you remember the time that you and I got up close and personal and saw a terrifying fish known as piranha?
Oh, God. Brian, last name is awesome. When we saw a piranha up close, was that in Vegas?
Yes, it was.
At a fucking random ass aquarium we ended up at.
Yeah, it was in Mandalay Bay. There we go. It was a long time ago. We were very drunk and just like there were so many scary things in there. There were sharks and crocodiles and piranha, and they look as scary as they do in this movie.
Yeah,
for sure. How much money would you have to be paid to get into the water with piranha? They're not as aggressive as they are in this movie, but they are still dangerous. How much money?
How many piranha?
A swarm.
Okay. Well, I don't know what that means. How big is the tank?
We'll just say like a large body of water, like a lake where
a lake.
Yeah.
Okay, how big is the swarm then? I was thinking like 25 to 50.
Like piranha? Yeah, that sounds about right.
In a lake?
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, I'd still want like a lot of money to do it, but I would do it. In a lake? That's a lot of water.
Let's see. How big is a swarm of piranha?
There's no way they call them a swarm. Do they really? School?
Piranha swarms or shoals typically consist of 5 to 50 fish.
Hey!
Yeah. Okay, let's say you are in.
Can you throw out some numbers? You know,
I don't know how big rivers and lakes get. That's a weird thing for me to gauge. But let's say that there's about 25 to 50 piranha somewhere in like a half-mile radius. How much money does it take you to get into the water?
What do you mean, like get in the water? Do I have to swim
5 minutes
across the lake, or do I just gotta?
You have to be in the water for 5 minutes.
That's a long time. And they're within what? A half mile?
Like just a half-mile radius.
I'd do it for. It's hard to put a monetary value on. I'm just gonna get in the water and try not to move like at all.
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably like fuck, I don't know. 10 grand.
10 grand? Oh, damn. And here I thought I was lowballing it with 100 grand. I was like, he's going to say millions.
For 100 grand, but 10 grand, 5 minutes? I'd probably do it. I'm deep into the water. Do I have to go? See, there's a lot of questions. I have
like you have to be like neck level.
100 grand sounds a lot better now. Because I'm just thinking, I'm like, okay, when they do start biting me.
I also feel like it's fair. Like if you do get bit, like you get pulled out of the water immediately, and you get the money, right?
Or like a safety boat or something. Who's pulling me out of the water? They're gonna pull me from the shore.
Well, whoever is putting up the money to do this thing, I would imagine, is probably there to lower you into the boat. You're just gonna walk into a body of water that has piranha in it.
That's why I'm like, well, if I get it, I gotta walk in. I gotta go really slow so I'm not splashing around. But then if I start getting bit, I gotta. But
like no one else is around. No one else is.
I'm sure someone's watching. I got a long time. Someone's got to hold the stopwatch. 5 minutes. That's a long time.
You know, speaking of a long time, this question has gone on for a long time, and we should probably move on. Otherwise, we're going to be here all day. People are already tapping out. They're like, nah, we're not about this.
Don't care. Give them the $10,000.
Listen, if we're just handing out money, I'll take some too.
Mm-hmm. Next question.
How do you feel about breakfast?
Oh, I love it.
Hell yeah, you do.
I don't eat it enough, but I do like it when I do.
You know who also doesn't eat it enough? Chief Brody. And we're going to find that out over at his house. Here at Chief Brody's house, we discuss movies and television before we get into discussing the movie we are talking about tonight. A little preliminary round to talk about things that we've been watching or things that we want to watch, and whatever sort of media we are taking in at the moment, whether it be television, feature films, or books for that matter. Brian, what have you been reading and watching these days? Talk to me.
I just finished a book, actually, and I'm super pumped because it's the first time I've finished a book before someone made a movie out of it, I think. I don't know.
Well, technically, I know what book you're talking about. Yeah, technically, they made the movie before you finished the book. You just happened to finish reading it before it has been released. So, but please continue.
Way to just immediately take that away from me, but that's okay. I'm back. I'm strong. Project Hail Mary. Great book.
Yes.
Very excited for our boy Gosling to be portraying Ryland Grace. Yeah, it was awesome. It might be my new favorite book, honestly. My sister recommended it. Loved it.
Wow.
It was a ride. Yeah, I'm super pumped. And then the other day, Kelsey and I went to go see Zootopia 2, and the trailer was in the previews, and I was like, oh my fucking God. And now she's like as excited just because I was so pumped about it. Plus I was telling her about the book the whole time I was reading it. I was like, you'll never guess what happened. Kelsey's been watching Traitors, the TV show.
Yeah, that has come back with a new season.
Oh.
I hear good things.
We're on season 2, but it's entertaining, you know. It's like trash television, but it's celebrities playing a game show. I mean, season 2 is like celebrities, I guess. They're all like Desperate Housewives and like people from The Bachelor and shit like that. So not celebrities, but
like C-class celebrities.
maybe. Yeah, just like the worst, but competing. So yeah,
that sounds exciting.
Project Hail Mary, Traitors, Bob's Burgers. It's way up there.
What about Zootopia 2? How was that?
Oh, that was good. Yeah, that was fine. Yeah, I like the first one better, but you know, it was a fun story. Like they tackled a lot, but it was good. Yeah,
it's wild to me that you and your adult wife. Sorry that I have to clarify that, but you went.
I'm not married to a child. God.
But yeah, you guys both went to see a Disney animated feature together. That was date night. That is interesting to me.
Okay. Well, it was lovely. And
What?
It's a good movie. Have you seen it?
No, but what we were watching, I saw like clips of the first one at my son's dentist appointment last week,
Okay.
and
Have you seen the first one?
that's what I'm saying. I was watching part of the first one at his dentist appointment because they play cartoons in the dentist while the kids are getting work done, and that was it. I was kind of intrigued by the film. I will give it that. But here's the thing.
You haven't seen the whole thing.
No, and nor would I go out of my way. Like, I wouldn't go to a movie theater to watch Zootopia.
You have a child.
Yeah, but I'm going to take him to see the movies I want to watch, not the other way around. He can watch the stuff he wants to watch at home. If I'm paying, we're seeing what I want to watch, you know? It's like parents have it all fucked up when they're taking their kids to the movies. They're spending hundreds of dollars to take their kids to the movies. They're all a harem of children that they have. And they're going to watch lame-ass kids movies. It's a poor choice of words, harem, but you know what I mean. The gaggle of kids.
Gaggle. A harem, a swarm.
That is the correct term for a group of piranha.
But it pissed me off.
That I said swarm?
That you were right.
Well, it usually does. And I usually am. That's why you're angry all the time.
It makes sense, though, when you think about it. They are like, angry little fish.
They sure are. And we're going to talk about them more. But before we do, we're going to talk about some other movies, some shit that I've been watching. You're so selfish all the time. It takes two people to podcast. I mean, it doesn't, but in this situation, it does.
That's the question. I answer them. Zootopia 2 is great. Moving on. What things have you ingested lately for your little noggin?
Well, in regards to this specific podcast, I watched a World War II film called Beast of War that features a group of soldiers that get stranded on like a little piece of ship wreckage out on the ocean, and then they are terrorized by a great white shark.
Nice.
And it was pretty cool. I imagine that we'll be covering that sometime in the not too distant future, so I will save my full thoughts on that, but the shark was scary, so that's high marks in that regard for sure.
I'm always curious how they do movies like that, like The Shallows, where like you get like stranded and it's a shark, like how much death they can kind of pull out of that storyline. But I mean,
well, there's like I don't know, 6 or 7 guys that ended up on this wreckage of the boat, and so there is plenty of carnage to be had for sure.
I bet.
And it is quite bloody. Speaking of that, Celeste and I went and saw the new 28 Years Later film last week, Bone Temple, and that was really, really cool. Really enjoyed that movie. Ralph Fiennes is a god, as well as Jack O'Connell. And
I need to get caught up.
Yeah. Have you seen the first one? I can't remember.
The first original one. I think I've seen 28 Weeks.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen any of the years. So there's 2 now, right?
Yeah, there's 2.
Okay.
With a potential 3rd on the way. They say they greenlit it, but this most recent one has not been doing the box office numbers that I'm sure they wanted. So hopefully we're still getting that 3rd one.
280 years later.
I've been watching lots of TV. I've been watching The Pit on HBO Max, which is excellent. Medical drama, if you're not familiar with. Very, very good. As well as another show called Industry, also on HBO, dealing with scandals and sex inside of a banking firm.
Wow.
Highly, highly interesting and fun show to watch for sure. And I finished a book that I spent the better part of last year reading because I'm an incredibly slow reader. And that was Stephen King's Salem's Lot. I really enjoyed it. I had fun taking my time with it. I think if I had really wanted to hurry through it, I could have gone through it much faster, but I really kind of liked, reading a little bit here and there, taking some time, reading a little bit more.
Hell yeah.
Really enjoyable. Anything coming up that you are excited to see?
Doomsday.
You got a while to wait for that one, pal.
Odyssey
does look good.
Looks like it'll be sick. What else? I don't know. I'm sure there's. Well, I was like Project Hail Mary. I want to see really bad. I don't know. I don't know what else is supposed to be coming down the pipeline. I feel like there's probably some big ones I'm forgetting, but
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There are a couple of films coming out. There's a new Mummy movie coming out, not the one with Brendan Fraser. That one is coming out, but we got to wait a while for that.
Yeah.
There's another one coming out that looks very, very weird. Looks like unlike any other Mummy movie I've ever seen before. And that comes out in April. Just judging by the minute-long trailer, it looks really weird and fucked up, and I'm excited about that.
Yeah, it's giving me vibes like the Nosferatu trailer, kind of.
Yeah, for sure. Very dark and bleak, and has to deal with the death of a child, which I am
heavy.
Again, not like any other Mummy thing that we've seen, really. So that should be pretty interesting. And yeah, Avengers will be cool. We're supposed to be getting a new Spider-Man movie this year too, I believe. That should be cool. We have Supergirl, The Odyssey. We're supposed to get a new Godzilla movie at the end of the year. Pretty excited about that. So a lot of fun stuff to look forward to. We are recording this days before February, but I've been doing this thing. Been doing it for the past year where I set aside or make a list of 5 movies that I have to watch every month, and it's just random. It's just either stuff that's been on my mind, on my plate, that I haven't watched and been meaning to, or if I get a recommendation. So there's no real set list, but every now and then I'll kind of come up with a little bit of a theme. And going into February, which this episode will already be in February by the time this episode is released, but I am thinking about it being a creature feature February and watching some aquatic horror movies, a couple that I haven't seen before, kind of compiling a list of maybe some different monster movies to throw in there, but it's 5 movies every month. So
heck yeah.
I have one that's been on my list, and I think it's actually the next one we're going to cover, called Dangerous Animals. And I've been sitting off from watching this one because I wanted to either watch it with you or watch it in the same time frame with you, because we are going to cover it, and has to deal with a serial killer feeding tourists to sharks.
Whoa, cool.
So
wild.
I am looking forward to finally watching that. It came out last year and got some pretty good buzz, and I've really been waiting for the right time to throw it on, and I think it's going to happen in the next month. So I'm excited about that.
Sick.
But that is what we have been watching and what we are looking forward to. And now it is time to talk about the movie of the night. And we will begin our discussion in our next section, the Amity Police Station. Here at the Amity Police Station, we are going to give a brief summary of the film, talk about how we discovered it, and our initial impressions of the movie on our first watch. So, Piranha is a 1978 American aquatic horror flick that revolves around a river that has become infested with genetically modified and murderous piranha that multiply at an alarming rate, putting the safety of the community in jeopardy as they attack, maim, and kill the locals, youngsters at a sleepaway camp, and tourists of a newly opened summer resort before they can escape through an estuary into the open ocean, obliterating the food chain and destroying the balance of the ecosystem, threatening all life on the planet, forever changing the landscape of the world as we know it. Now, that is the summary of the film.
Damn.
And as we do on the Jaws cast, I hand it off to Brian right about now so he can give his weird interpretation of the plot, because it is highly entertaining. I don't know if it's entertaining to anybody else but me, but God damn it, it's my show. So dance, monkey, dance.
Oh, we're gonna kick your ass so much, we're gonna get tired of kicking your ass. We're gonna start kicking our own asses. There's gonna be so much ass kicking, they're gonna write a book about it. There's gonna be so much ass kicking today, they're gonna make it a national holiday. Ooh, people are gonna get so fucked up on that holiday, they're gonna get together, start making horny little ass kicking babies. There's gonna be an ass kicking extravaganza.
You done?
Too soon, I tell.
Will you two just shut the fuck up and fight me already?
Ass kicking. Okay, now I'm done.
All right, here you go. So in this film, Marsha Brady puts her old life behind her and changes careers from ice cream shop to be a people finder. Also leaving behind any morals to give it up to any backwoods alcoholic who will let her into their cabin. But when the government experiments on genetically mutating piranhas, she wastes no time jumping on a fucking raft with new boy toy Huckleberry Finn to get to the bottom of it.
I like that breakdown, Brian. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
That's one of your better ones. Easier to follow than some of your other ones. That is for sure. Brian, how did you first hear about the film Piranha?
This specific one, the other ones came out when we were younger. I remember, like, right in that like early 2000s Anaconda type era.
Yeah, I think Anaconda was probably about 15 years before those films. But I like where your head's at.
You know where I mean, yeah. Or I'm thinking of fucking what's the crocodile one? God, it's named after the lake.
Lake Placid.
Yes, that was probably
Lake Placid and Deep Blue Sea both came out in 1999. So you're still about 11 years off. But I like where your head's at. Sorry, I'm punching down right now. I'm punching down. Was it was it on this podcast that we talked about it and you probably heard about it for the first time?
Yeah, I think so. The 78 one for sure.
Yeah.
You're like, we gotta do Piranha. And I was like, oh, I feel like I've probably heard about it, but yeah, it would have been brand new information. I don't know. That makes sense. Creature features, duh. But I didn't realize how close it was to when it came out. Just 3 years later after Jaws? Yeah, that's impressive. They really just cranked that out.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about kind of why it didn't come out as quickly as something like Grizzly, which came out the following year.
Yeah.
I think this film is better for having waited.
Yeah, true.
But again, we'll dive into that shortly. What were your initial impressions when you first started to watch the film?
Ooh, I don't know. It was hard to say. It was felt real campy at first, but in all the right ways. They also just the way they just start introducing characters also kind of cracked me up. I was like, oh yeah, late 70s, baby. Just start jamming them in there. I don't need any background. Just start throwing them at me. Let's go. But I love how they're written that way, though. It's great. It's the best part about it, You just figure it out as you go. And as much as you want to, I'm don't Google anything. Let it play its course. Watch it for what it is. I'm like, what's this guy's name? Who's doing what? How did I miss this already? Oh, okay. They're still working it out. Got it.
Yeah.
Don't rush it. But yeah, I don't know. was fun right out the gate too. I mean, action wise, it doesn't get. I mean, there's the intro that's like very Jaws-esque to like hook you in, but after that, there's like kind of a slow burn before it gets going again.
For sure. It does take its time to get rolling. There's a little bit of a decent, I would say, decent amount of character introduction, especially in comparison to some of the other Jaws ripoffs that you and I have covered. I feel like there's a
Like they
little
didn't
bit.
say their names for half the movie.
You might not get a lot of character development in this, but they do take their time to introduce the characters and kind of what they're about for sure. Paul and it's Maggie, right? Paul and Maggie. Yeah. And on a scale of Grizzly to Jaws the Revenge, Grizzly being a slog and Jaws the Revenge being so bad it's good. How much fun did you have watching Piranha? Honest answer.
I'd put it a lot higher up there. It's once it gets going, it's pretty nonstop. Like it's very action packed. There's a lot of shit going on. I don't know. I put it like higher than like top 3/4 probably.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, not like down in the dumps Grizzly, but I mean, I don't know.
And that's not, and we're not shitting on Grizzly. We try not to shit on any of these exploitation, though we have taken a shit on a number of these exploitation films. But we do our best to have it all be in good fun. But there's plenty to like about Grizzly, but it does drag, to be sure. And yeah, you're not wrong there. While it does take its time getting going, the back half of Piranha is kind of nonstop. So
yeah, just foot on the gas, literally.
Pretty much. And we are going to put our foot on the gas, get out of this section, and on to our next stop here on Amity Island, the beautiful white sand beaches. Here at Beautiful White Sand Beaches, we talk about the good stuff, aka what we liked about the movie. Brian, right out the gate, what is the first thing you have listed that you liked about Piranha 1978?
As always, because I love the 70s.
Is that
fucking
font,
typeface,
right?
baby. That's right. But I also love the intro because it like throws it on the screen in the cool red, and then it bleeds into like the puddle.
Yeah.
And then they just keep that red over the water for the whole intro for a while.
Yeah.
Until she's playing the video game, which is fucking also cool.
It's weird. I had this, so I started my rewatch of this yesterday afternoon, and I watched it. Joe Bob did an episode of this last year, so I watched the Joe Bob version. So like I see all of Joe Bob's intro and everything, and I was just tired yesterday, so I watch all that, and the movie starts, and the credits start rolling or whatever, and I start kind of like dozing off, and in my mind, I'm like falling asleep half awake, and I'm like, it's this weird thing that was like going in my brain. I was like, I hope that the credits don't just like go all the way through the red, but like there's a couple credits left as they start the movie, because I feel like it would be really weird if it just like it'd be very 70s, but like I think it'd be cooler if they had a couple of credits after the red,
right?
That it made that transition from the credits to the movie. And of course, that's what happened. And I have no idea why that's what was like cycling through my brain as I was dozing in and out, but that was exactly what I was thinking about.
Oh, and the transition was killer too. It just clicks into like video game mode and starts like flashing while she's playing the game.
And you clocked the
game.
The game, of course.
It's like Attack Jaws or something, right?
No, it's just Jaws. It's just a Jaws video game. That was that's the first thing that I have listed here, and that was Joe Dante, the director. Now, Brian, you are not like super duper familiar with directors. Our listeners might know a little bit better, but Joe Dante would go on to direct The Howling. He's famous for directing Gremlins,
Oh,
Gremlins
okay.
2, and
But you're good. Keep going.
working on the Twilight Zone movie and doing The Burbs. So he's very good, probably one of the best directors when it comes to comedy and horror. He can really
Okay.
mix in the comedy and
Mhm.
still make something scary.
Oh,
And that
cool.
was very much his meta humor creeping in,
So good.
saying, yeah, we know that you know what we're doing with this movie. And having the Jaws video game up front is him winking at the audience, which I very much
Yeah.
appreciate. I think that's very clever.
Yeah, that was great.
The next thing that I have listed is I like all the critters in the lab. Now, when I first saw this movie, I had seen the remake before, and the remake kind of follows a somewhat similar premise, but the plot is different in the sense that there's like an earthquake that happens, and then these prehistoric piranha get unleashed from like an underwater cave, basically.
Oh, funky. Okay.
And so going into this one, them being like genetically engineered by the army
Yeah.
was very odd to me. So going into this lab and just seeing all these mutant creatures
Dude.
moving around in there, I think is caught me very much off guard. And I imagine it probably caught you off guard too, right?
yeah.
You probably weren't expecting that.
No, not even a little bit. I had so many questions, and I still do. Because I don't look back on a lot of it.
The little stop motion creature that we
Yes.
see move, he was supposedly supposed to come back, like we would see him progressively throughout the film getting bigger and bigger, and then he was supposed to come back in the climax to like have an attack or something like that on the resort or something along those lines. At least that is the rumor on the internet, and they just didn't have the money to do that. So he just kind of makes that one appearance, which I think the film is better for.
Yeah.
But if we are talking about this as a Jaws ripoff, the fact that these are mutant creatures instead of just nature gone awry, which is kind of what we get with Grizzly, Tentacles, Razorback, and what have you, some of the other films that we've covered, ones that you and I have seen, but we have not covered officially on here, like Alligator.
Yep.
In those terms, I see this film having a lot more in common with a film that would come years later, Deep Blue Sea, because it's the scientists making the fish more genetically smarter, more aggressive, that sort of thing. And they make it so the piranha, which are naturally freshwater fish, can go into saltwater. So I think that's a fun twist. I think it makes it stand out from the other Jaws ripoffs in the sense that it's not just man versus nature, it's man versus man versus nature, because it's the army that is responsible for creating these things, and then essentially, our heroes, through really no fault of their own, release these creatures into the wild by draining the pool that they're in when Maggie is trying to find her people that she's searching for, because she's a tracer, and this young couple that dies in the beginning of the movie goes missing, and she's sent out to find them. And then her, and for whatever reason, she brings Paul along. It's just, there's really no, she's just like, you're gonna help me. He's like, lady, who the fuck are you? Leave me alone.
Like he was the point of contact on the mountain or whatever.
Yeah,
think
I
it's
guess
like
so.
the intro.
But
That.
yeah, I think I like this sort of mad scientist aspect of it. It adds a fresh spin to the monster animal trope that we see time and time again after Jaws is released.
Yeah, exactly. I like it.
What else you got for me?
Oh man, I put a bunch of lines in there. So really, just
Oh, there's some good lines. Go ahead, read a couple off to me.
I love the one where when they go looking for the couple and they like break in the fence and they made it like 10 feet down the road and Paul's just like, "Did you find anything yet?"
I'm like, I was gonna have that in my bads. Of course, you would put it in your goods. This is you being contrarian as always.
Oh, that's right, baby.
Yeah, no, that line I was like,
Great.
when he says, "Have you found anything yet?" They're walking down a road together. He's been with her the whole time. What do you mean? Have you found if
At least
you would have found anything, you would have seen it, bro.
Yeah, at least he had his boozy canteen with him in that shot. So I'm like, all right, write it off to
Just drunk.
being wasted. Yeah. What'd you find yet? Bitch, what? Pretty much anything that the camp counselor says in the entire movie is just great. He like tells the girl like, "You gotta have guts to go swim out in the lake," and then he turns around and goes, "Guts!" and just yells.
Yeah, I liked that where he's like, "You need to have intestinal fortitude." You know what that means? She's like, "Guts." Like that's the only time I've ever heard that referred to that way. Intestinal fortitude.
Yep. I love when the scientist is like, "Operation Razor Teeth." There's like conviction. Like, yeah, he just said that.
Yeah, man, the guy who plays him, Kevin McCarthy, he is just like giving it his all in all of those scenes. He's like dialed up to 11.
Yeah, 110% every time.
I think it was Joe Dante who told him, he's like, "Yeah, man, I need you to bring it down a little bit, like particularly like during the fight scene."
Oh,
He
yeah.
was worried that Kevin McCarthy, the scientist, was going to hurt the actors
My
playing
God.
Paul and Maggie.
They kind of look that way.
Yeah, very aggressive.
Oh, man. I think it was the chick scientist who said the next one I wrote down. Some things are more important than a few people's lives.
I have some from her in the next section, so I'll bite my tongue for
There
now.
you go.
But you have a way of doing this. You write the shit that is shit, and you're like, no, this is. Let me polish this off here. This is gold. Let me tell you.
They're all good. What if he's gay? Then I'll distract him.
Yeah, that I have that written down here. Get his back toward the tent. Come on to him. What if he's gay? Then I'll distract him. Great line. So good. And then I love it. Even when she asks him, she's like, "Are you gay?"
That's my next one.
Excuse me?
Listen, are you gay? It's like, what?
I think whether he was gay or not, her flashing him would probably throw him off regardless.
Right, yeah.
Why is this woman taking her top off in front of me?
So good. And then I did take some screenshots of my other likes. There's two in particular, actually.
Yeah.
There you go. Wait for it. There he is.
Yep.
Come on.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
see it. Excuse me.
And then there's one more. Here he is. This one's a little harder to see, but wait for it. Come on. Come on. Yeah, baby.
Just the camp counselor. You really had it in for him, didn't you?
That was even better. He's standing there in like chest deep water, fully clothed, saying, "Kids, let's get a little leg action with a revolver."
Who shoots a gun? with right next to a bunch of children.
You gotta start the race.
I thought about that when you see him before that shot. He's wearing socks and sandals. I'm like, did he walk into the water wearing his socks and sandals? He doesn't strike me as the type of man to go into the water barefoot.
No, he's wearing a t-shirt. He's wearing a polo. The whole rest of the time he's in the water. Oh,
God damn.
God. Yeah,
Excuse me. I like the sound effect that the fish make. You know, it makes like zero sense whatsoever. But in terms of kind of signaling where the fish are and how many of them are, given how small the budget is for this movie, it's a really clever ploy to trick the audience into thinking there's just so much going on.
Yeah.
There's this chittering basically that there's so many teeth and so much movement that it's kind of creating this sound of all these fish attacking. And I think that's really clever because they didn't have a big budget. They couldn't show how many fish there were. It's just all these really sporadic close-ups of like the fish jaws like attacking and biting things. So I think it's a really smart way to to do that, and also kind of to have a theme without having a theme. You know how Jaws obviously has the thump thump, and there's no real version of that here besides the chittering that the piranha are making.
Right. I
am a big fan of all the carnage at the camp and resort. I mean, it just goes on forever, dude.
Saying, man. That back half is nuts.
It's just like kids getting killed left and right.
Yeah, it's intense.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Really don't hold back at all.
In terms of, again, what they were doing in this movie, the budget they were working with, the scale of production that they had, it's really impressive. You just see all these shots of just a bunch of people like all bloody and everything in inner tubes, just like spazzing out.
Right. Yeah,
I think those scenes are pretty impressive, all things considered, especially when you put them up in comparison to the other films that we've covered from this time period. We're not really seeing anything of this caliber, and a lot of those other films have bigger budgets than what this one ended up having. So I think it's really impressive in those terms specifically.
Yeah, they did go pretty all out. I was surprised too, like that, like the big scene where there's so many people and all the carnage and everything, but then like towards the tail end, everyone's like obviously trying to get out of the water and whatnot, and they're like doing a lot of the scenes with everyone like being triaged like on the beach.
Yeah.
I was surprised they did so well with like how they showed people being bloodied up as they're getting out of the water too.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that'd be a really, especially, I don't know, 70s, who knows, but thought it would be a harder thing for them to convey with what, like, the rest of the movie kind of looks like special effects-wise. Yeah. And, like, everyone's coming out of the water with, like, bite marks, and, like, it's, like, pouring off of them and stuff, and I was like, that actually looks pretty good. They went all out here.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, too. Like, the wounds that we see, not only does the blood look good, like, it doesn't look like that oversaturated, cheesy 70s blood. It looks like a pretty legit fake blood. And some of the bite marks that we see look like they've taken decent chunks out of it.
Constantly gets hit on and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh man, and they don't drop the ball on like continuity or anything. Like, he's out of the water later, it's still in like all the same all the right spots and everything.
Yeah.
Except for one. There was one that was pretty bad. It was that fucking scientist dude.
Oh yeah, that I'll talk about that in the next section. I love the line, "They're eating the guests, sir."
Oh, I had that one too.
Just delivered so dry, so deadpanned. It's perfect.
What about the piranhas? They're eating the guests, sir. It's so matter of fact.
So good, man. Such a great line delivery. Like that should be the tagline for the movie.
Right? I'm like, who is this bellhop following us?
I don't know, man.
Delivering this horrifying news. Like,
He's very entertaining throughout the earlier parts of the movie too, when he's talking to the resort owner.
Mhm.
I like their back and forth.
yeah.
Any other good things that you want to shout out?
That was about it. The only other one I had was their crazy driving scenes. But
Yeah,
they
those
just
are pretty intense.
the way they sped up some of them and other ones were just
Yeah.
and it goes on for a while too. They're driving all over the freaking state.
Yeah.
It's like,
Trying to get down that mountain.
but it was pretty great. I thoroughly enjoyed every time they were in that damn car. I was like, Jesus Christ. I'm like pausing it and I'd like back it up a couple frames. I was like, God damn, it's just full tilt with this.
Yeah, they are jamming.
Driver is just going ham.
I like the sped up frame rate for for films of this time.
Right.
Doing that. I also like earlier on in the movie when the Jeep crashes. I thought that was a pretty legit crash that they were able to do.
That's right. I forgot about that one.
Pretty solid.
Yeah, they launched that thing.
The last thing I have here is that the final 15 seconds of the movie are perfect. Like that lady scientist looking directly into the camera as it cuts between the guy interviewing her and the ocean.
Yeah.
And I love her just being like looking directly into the camera and like, there's nothing to fear. Just full hamming it up. Then it like pans to the ocean and we hear the chittering and the screen goes red and the title comes up. I'm like, dude, that's like a great ending to an exploitation film right there. It's just ham,
Yeah.
and then
send it.
Oh, by the way, you're fucked. The end.
Yeah.
We're out. Like, all right.
Just mic drop fully.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, fuck yeah, man. That's how you do it right there. I like that.
I have different words about that, but
that later on?
I'll do the next section.
All right. Well, let's stop beating around the bush and get our asses over there. We're heading out onto the water to Ben Gardner's boat. Here at Ben Gardner's boat, we talk about the stuff we didn't like about the movie. So I will start us off here. Paul says he doesn't know how to be around people, yet he has a daughter that lives with him. All right. There it is.
Yeah.
It's weird because his whole introduction makes it seem like, yeah, he's just off in the woods by himself getting hammered.
Yeah.
And this is because he's estranged from his wife. And then you find out a good while later that he has a daughter.
Yep.
And you're like, okay, this still makes a little bit of sense. His wife took his daughter, and that's why he's lost. And then, oh no, she's just away at camp.
Yeah.
And he's been the one watching her this whole time?
Right.
Because the mom left. So you're like, you're just a real drunk loser?
Who can't even go to town. You have this other guy who also does not have a car bringing you booze that you pay for.
But you have a daughter that you care for and seem to have like a pretty decent relationship with her. Like there's just like conflicting reports is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Doesn't quite jive with everything else that's going on.
They covered it a little bit with like the cop being like, "Oh, didn't we pick you up for drunk and disorderly last month and stuff?" Like everyone else like knows he's a like drunkard and like shits on him for it.
Yeah.
But it's still like, okay, but he still has like a child he's in charge of. Apparently. Like how long is she supposed to be at fucking camp for?
That's what I'm saying.
Like 4 bottles of booze. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, that is a tough one though.
A little funky.
Yeah.
But again, we got to meet the movie on its own terms. So
True.
Go ahead, B.
It was at the top of my fucking list. The scientist chick pronounces it Piranha,
Uh-huh.
and I rewinded it to make sure I heard it correctly, and I was like, oh my god, I hate it so much.
So does the
No.
scientist dude.
Oh, he did too. Okay, I knew
Yeah.
there was one other person. I'm like, I don't think I heard that right. I'll let it ride. And then when she said it, I'm like, all right, hold on. I backed it up. I'm like, this bitch.
Every time I've said it during this podcast, I have such a desire to say piranha.
Piranha. Piranhas. Like, what?
Like, what does that even fucking mean?
Yeah, I'm like, I was like tempted.
Who says
to,
it like that?
I wanted to Google it and like see if where she was from, if there was like an accent that was doing it or something, but I didn't get around to it.
No, I just think that if you're, an entitled scientist, you say words funny like.
Call it whatever you want.
Well, I guess because you have an education, you get to say things like piranha.
Piranha. God, this yeah, so much.
I guess a dog barking makes him ferocious as they're like coming down
Right.
to Jack's like little pier or whatever.
Yeah,
The
they're
dog's
showing Brandy.
barking and Maggie looks to Paul and she's like, is he always this ferocious?
Right. Yeah.
Like he's like the dog is just like giving a very casual bark, like, help.
Yeah.
Fish killed my master. Help.
He's dead right over there.
It's not snarling, not like
Right.
running back and forth or anything like that. Just chilling on the pier. Just like, hey,
Bitch.
beware.
Brandy, cutest little pup.
Oy.
I fucking love that dog. He's so cute. Or she.
Yeah, that's a really cute dog, actually.
We know him, but-
Super cute.
right? I
Like,
love the
what-
scene. He's sitting on the dock with her, and she like looks her way, and he's like, "I'm telling you a story." It's all pissed off. Look at me.
You know, too, that was just him being in
Right.
character and
Yeah.
the dog like looking away.
Yeah,
and
there's
him
no
just, like,
way. Like I'm
riffing
trying to
right
tell you a
there.
story.
love that.
It's awesome.
The raft that they're on when the fish start biting it and the logs, you just see the logs going away, like falling
Back to
off.
the main
It goes
issue.
on forever, dude.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, that scene does take a really long time.
Like there's just so many logs. I'm like, how are they still on the thing, man?
Yeah.
Like at least 7 to 8 logs are gone. And I think there was only 6 to start with.
Yeah, Paul was ready, dude. He was gonna start doing that like spinning, like log spinning. Like
God, that would have been so fucking funny, dude, if they had just like they just hired stunt people just to do the as the logs are like going down. God, that would have been
Christ
great.
himself gets the boy and the girl to shore, and then has to kick his way back over.
Yes. God, that would have been great. Just dude, put a stunt guy in Paul's outfit and you're good to go.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, you were gonna say that after the scientist gets and then we see his body on the thing, his legs look perfectly fine.
Yes. He looks like there's like a few bite marks like in his like torso. That's like it.
Oh yeah, dude,
Like,
that
there
was
little
rough.
bullet holes or something. That was horrible. And he's dry, but
Yeah.
regardless.
Like, yeah, dude, he got like, why couldn't they just use the same dummy that they used for Jack? Like, use
Right.
the same.
Yeah, they went all out on that one.
Yeah, you should just use that same thing.
Yep. No, that was a bad one. Also, just didn't really like that they chose to take a raft down the river when the main problem is an aquatic animal. But
What's the problem with the raft? Please
That they-
elaborate.
got on it at all. I mean, I guess he doesn't have a car, but she got there somehow. Oh, the Jeep. That's right.
Yeah,
Still.
they figure all that in the plot. Yeah, they had to take the raft. They had to.
Stupid. I hate it.
Dumb. They hadn't. That boy would have died.
He was a goner anyways.
What?
He was a goner anyways.
I don't think. I think he did
He probably
fine.
died.
What I don't like about that scene is like the kids like falling off, and then the scientist jumps in, and then the boat is like more afloat after the scientist jumps in.
Yeah. And that
Like,
he didn't-
it would have made sense for the
in.
scientist to jump in, the kid's boat to sink, and then him have to like pick the kid up, right? Like, why didn't we do that? You could have done that. That wouldn't have cost anything extra, and like I think it's very feasible.
Yeah, exactly.
That would have added intensity. Instead, the scientist jumps off like 15 feet before they get to the canoe.
I like
And then
that
as he's swimming, the kid's just like, I'm here. Anyways.
I feel like Paul, like there was like a quick scene where Paul's like, "What are you doing?" But like in the way they did it, he's just like, "Bro, what the fuck? Like, we're almost there."
Yeah.
Why did you jump in, you fucking idiot? Like,
Yeah.
He's like, "I'm pushing this thing with a stick. You think I'm gonna get there any faster? You're dead."
Yeah.
I did like that part. I'm like, yeah, no, Paul is a fucking idiot. Yeah, scientist. I didn't like the scientist.
Dumbass scientist.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of dumbass scientists, I have a line from the lady scientist.
Oh boy.
Maggie says something about like, aren't you afraid? And the lady scientist is like, of course I'm not afraid. I'm a scientist at the head of my department. Like, so that makes you not afraid of things, just being ahead of your department.
Yep.
And also, like, I think when she's first introduced, she has her hair back, right? When
Mm-hmm.
she first shows up and they're outside, like walking around. And then when she's like talking to Maggie, her hair's down and she keeps on doing flicking, like violently flicking her hair out of her face. I'm like, no one wanted to tell this bitch to chill out a little bit. I mean, she is like fucking
Like,
flinging it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, is there a bee? It was distracting.
I have my theories. I think she added piranha genes to herself. That's why she wants them to survive so badly. So she's the mama.
Yeah, probably.
Her like piranhas.
Just on a lot of drugs, man. Jesus.
I don't need to be afraid of high as fuck.
Maybe that's what she meant. Of course, I'm not afraid of the fish. I'm the head of my department. Like and that's her department. She's like, I'm the queen of the fish.
The piranhas.
The piranha.
Yeah.
It's all coming together. Brian, I have a question. Why would a cop pull over a speeding army vehicle? Like, and what world does a police officer have authority over the military?
Great question.
It's fine.
Yeah, I'm glad you explained it earlier because it's one of my like heavy dislikes. I was like, what happened to the walking piranha?
Yeah.
I needed to know. Because in those first scenes, I was like, what is happening here with this little toy soldier animated fucking piranha walking around?
The Godzilla one that's in the tank is like really scary to me. That thing is
cool.
I don't want that thing to get bigger.
Yeah, it was like a big worm looking thing.
Yeah, I don't like it.
But they always like walking around like making noises. It was like hiding under the desk. Like, yeah, I'm like, all right, what are we gonna do with this little fucking thing? And then by the end of the movie, I was like, hold please, I have questions.
Yeah, I think I remember that on my first watch too, just being like, where's the fucking lizard thing? Where is he?
Like one of these had legs, and I have not seen it since the beginning of the movie.
Maybe that's the lady scientist. Maybe that's why it like went inside of her and like took over her body. Like the way
Why it stares at the camera.
Like a tapeworm would or something like that, you know?
Like walking across the desk and shit.
Oh.
Like it doesn't even need to be in water to survive, but it's fun.
The lovely, wonderful Dick Miller, who shows up in a lot of Roger Corman movies and was in every movie that Joe Dante directed. He plays Buck Gardner, the owner of the resort. And at a certain point, Buck is on the phone with the general or captain or whatever he was. Colonel. I don't remember. What Colonel, that's what it was. Thank you. Because the lady makes a reference about how he's a general. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And the Colonel is a real bad guy, because not only is he in charge of this operation that's happening here, the whole scientist thing, but he's also given funding to the resort, or he's in with Buck Gardner getting money from the resort, basically, something like that. He's in league with that. So he's just a real two-handed type of guy. Anyways, he's on the phone with the colonel, and he's assuring him of something, everything's going to go according to plan. You have my honor as a Texan, is something along the lines of what he is. And I love Dick Miller. I think he's a fantastic actor. He is many things, but a Texan is not one of them. He is the most New York sounding son of a gun I have ever heard. And so I find it quite a bit silly that he is saying that he's a
hard sell,
Texan.
Huh? And then doesn't Paul have like a belt buckle that says Texas on
Texas?
there?
Yeah. I knew you were gonna clock that. When I clocked it, I was like, man, that's gonna be something Brian talks about right there.
Yeah, it's sick.
Well, it was all shot. A lot of it was shot in parts of Texas, so I think that probably adds up. Speaking of Paul, that man should have been in the SEALs or the Olympics with how long he can hold his breath.
Yeah, what? While being attacked by Piranha, and like operating machinery, and then he just gets yeeted out that fucking window.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, dude, you would have been torn to fucking ribbons, bro.
Wrapped around.
Your ribs are gone. Your face is cut up. Your lungs have exploded.
Although I will say, like, that was one of the issues I had with the ending, was that, like, I was expecting it to kind of be like another like 70s style like sunset ending, which is, I liked the way they ended it with the scientist chick, but for him and the gang, like, he's just like on a gurney in shock.
Oh,
like,
yeah, he's beat up.
Yeah, he's out of it. They're like trying to put freaking liquor on his lips, and
yeah, I'm like, what a weird thing to do.
I know.
Come on,
barely alive.
Come to life.
Here,
come on,
some tequila.
Come on, you're alive.
Yeah,
this is your lifeblood. You
just like,
alcoholic piece of shit.
Yeah, you need this. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I thought they were gonna give them like a cute little happy ending. Oh, he found a lady, bringing the daughter. We're a happy family. Like the daughter's just wandering around the like battle scene with his canteen looking for him. He's in shock on a medical gurney. It's like, and then they cut to the side of this chick. I was like, oh fuck, yeah. Okay.
Yep, that's just that.
Yeah, that's
kind of bleak for our heroes.
Yeah, but I liked it though. I didn't like it at first, but it's pretty great. It's pretty great.
My last negative thing here. This is kind of deals with more of real issues that I have with the movie, as opposed to fun little nitpicks that we do.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like the stakes are never quite as high as they should be. We know about the summer camp early on, but we don't find out about the resort until after the halfway mark.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, Paul's daughter should have ended up in the water, and he should have had to dive in to save her. Absolutely. Something along those lines should have gone down to raise the stakes, not just for our leads, but for the audience as well. Like,
right.
I
especially
thought as I was watching this is, like I said, my second time watching this, I was like, oh, well, the daughter's going to end up in the water, obviously.
Right.
Yeah, and the camp counselor makes a point of being like, you have to get in the water, and then immediately like turns his attention somewhere else, and she just hides. Like, wasn't the whole point of your whole thing to get her in the water, and then you just like abandon that?
A gun.
Seriously.
Get her ass in the water.
Waving it around all willy-nilly around children anyway, so might as well threaten one with it. Fuck. But yeah, I think that would have upped the ante a little bit to actually have her in the water when the fish start attacking. And I think we should have known about the resort earlier on in the movie. That way it could have been like, you didn't necessarily have to show it, but you could have dropped little hints. Well, we got that resort opening down the mountain a little bit. we might need to get into contact with them. But yeah, we don't find out about that until later on in the movie, and it just kind of feels tacked on a little bit, you know?
Yeah, it's very like nonchalant, just kind of thrown on there.
Mm-hmm.
Aquarina, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, just to kind of like as if the summer camp thing wasn't enough. We needed this
Right.
extra
Yeah.
thing. Like if
I
a bunch
know.
of kids getting killed wasn't enough, we need
Yeah,
to add
feels
more
very
bodies
afterthought, like,
to
well,
the
let's
fire.
pump it up some more. Yeah,
Yeah.
not enough carnage.
Any other bad stuff?
I think that was it for the time. Until I'm sure something will come up as we keep talking about it. But those are the ones I wrote down.
I'm sure it will. But until then, we are going to put a pin in the shit and head back in to have some dinner at the Brodies.
How was your day? Swell.
Here at the Brodies, we discuss what inspirations this film takes from our namesake, Jaws. Right out the gate, what do you think this movie's main inspirations from Jaws are?
Oh, geez. I mean, outside of like attacking fish type trope. I mean, they do try and really set up Paul with like your, as your, rough and tough fucking Quint.
Mm-hmm.
And they give you your scientist. They don't really give you a Brody too much, but I guess he kind of plays both roles a little bit.
Yeah.
But I feel like they're always trying to play that angle somehow with like the almost like buddy cop type thing. Other than that, man, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot, but not.
A lot of the stuff is not as on the nose, and that's kind of why I like this one as opposed to something like Grizzly, where like we can list out beat by beat how that movie is copying Jaws.
Yeah.
I think you're right on the money with the opening, a nighttime swim gone wrong. That's
that was
a pretty clear homage.
Yeah.
The resort subplot.
Yeah.
I think is kind of on par with Amity being, a resort town, a summer town.
Even though they tacked it in kind of late, but yeah, definitely within that vein.
And then you have the people in power saying, no, everything's fine, nothing's wrong, da 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 da. So
between the mayor and what's his name, who's trying to put on the place, they're like freaking spitting images of each other, even look-wise.
Yeah, I was gonna say one's dressed in nautical gear, the other's dressed in Texan gear.
I did a hard double take when he first showed up. I was like, I thought they cast the same dude for a minute there. That was close. I'm like, no, damn close.
But yeah, I think one of the things that I like about Piranha specifically is that it's riffing on Jaws without taking pages, like chapters from its playbook. Like it'll take a page, but it won't take a whole chapter versus something like Grizzly or Tentacles or even Alligator. Again, a movie that you and I have watched, we have not officially covered.
That's right.
Much to my chagrin, I was like, we haven't actually done an episode on that yet.
We watched it a while ago too. Yeah.
We'll need to do a rewatch before we officially cover it. But a lot of those films, even fucking Razorback, I would say, is aping on Jaws harder than Piranha is for sure. And that's a wild movie in and of itself. So,
fever dream of Jaws.
Yeah. Yes. Very much so. Very, very much so.
I don't know if I would watch it again, but I would have to really go out of my way.
I love Razorback, man. Razorback is out of a lot of these movies that we covered, that's one that I would gladly go back to. I'll go back to it before I fucking go back to Tentacles. Jesus.
Definitely before Tentacles. But in such a weird headspace. All the like weird dystopian
Yeah, but it's a beautiful fucking movie, man.
It is, that's true.
A really well shot movie. It has no business looking as good as it.
No, it does not. Not at all.
But we got a couple hours on Razorback, folks. If you want to dive into that, please, by all means. That was a fun fun ride.
Yeah.
But my goodness, I feel nice and full from dinner with the Brodies. Now I think it's time for a nightcap. And where is a better place to get a nightcap than the Amity Bar? Here at the Amity Bar, we talk about some of our favorite things. We talk about shark movies and alcohol and how we can combine the two. It doesn't sound like a very safe combination, but we're going to try and do it anyways. We are going to head over to the Calvert Cocktail Hour here at the Amity Bar. And Brian, you are going to take it away and tell us, what cocktail would you pair with Piranha and why?
I have two, but I'll lead with the strong one. It's called Paul's Bar Mat, and it's any amount of Scotch, gin, bourbon, and tequila in that order.
God bless. Any amount.
Yeah, just because that's his standing order from Jack, but
Yes.
also I feel like if you've ever seen a bar mat, it lends to a nice river hue, especially with Piranha in the mix.
They do get quite luscious with flavor,
Oh, God.
especially by the end of the night.
Ugh, luscious is a horrible word. My only other drink that I would have would be a ice cold Lone Star, because I love the scene of that guy trying to get comfy on the beach. And it's a Lone Star T-shirt, and he has a bottle of Lone Star in his hand and a plastic cup full of foam that he horrendously poured. While he's trying to get his little lawn chair set up, and then he just collapses it,
down,
dumps it on himself while everyone laughs at him.
Yep. I like that scene quite a bit, actually.
Yeah.
Thought that was good, and I also did clock the Lone Star stuff as well. I'm like,
That's
fuck yeah,
right.
man.
Yeah, Texas, baby.
It's the Narragansett of Texas right there, baby.
There it is.
Bri, if you had to sit down and share a drink with one of the characters from this film, who would it be?
Ooh, boy. Probably Jack.
Yeah, that was going to be my pick, too.
Yeah. Right out the gate, I like this guy trumping through the mud in his white leather shoes. He's got a vibe here. I don't know who's the costume director, but 10 out of 10.
Yeah. I enjoy him quite a bit. I was sorry to see him meet such a grisly demise.
I know. Yeah, I definitely have a drink with him and Brandy. Just be hanging out.
Yeah.
Bar on cinder blocks.
Having him tell really weird dog-related soliloquies that turn into poor jokes.
Yeah, it's all right. On this tiny little dock.
And a little pier. His little baby pier.
Yeah, it was.
I want one.
So tiny.
I want a little baby pier. I'll just put it out in front of my garage.
Yeah, perfect. We could make that happen.
I think we could.
Gets the fish out into the parking lot.
We just add it to the Jaws cave. Like,
there you go.
That'd go over really well with the wife, right?
As long as it's going to take up a whole lot of space, it'll be a little one.
I know, just a little baby one. What the fuck is a pier doing in the garage, Jonathan? You can hear her saying it, can't you?
I can, yeah. Oh, God.
All right. Well, now that we're good and liquored up, I suppose we should stumble on down, get ourselves a final drink of the night over at Quint's Shack. What character is most like Quint in the film Piranha?
It's got to be our boy Paul. I mean,
I think so too. A grizzled loner, alcoholic.
Yep.
And he does get eaten by fish at the end of the movie. So
he does. Yeah. I thought they were gonna kill him off for a hot second. I was like, is he gonna yank at him? He's gonna like be in half. But
do you think the movie is better if he dies?
Maybe. Maggie takes over his daughter or something.
Takes over. You're mine, child.
Yeah, mom's out of the picture. I got you. You can come on with me. We've never met.
Just
We'll go live in the
gives her
cabin.
to the lady scientist.
That specimen.
Oh.
Need those Paul jeans. A strong swimmer.
Goodness. Hey, maybe he was injected with some of this. Maybe it happened when he was in the lab and got attacked by the scientist. He breathed in some chemicals, and that's why he's able to hold his breath so long.
Yeah, what, 100 seconds or something? Is that what he said?
Yeah. Now, who do you think wins in a battle, like a competition? Who's the bigger badass? Is it Quint or Paul? Because Paul can hold his breath to like 100 plus and gets attacked by the fish, survives, also gets yanked by a boat through glass, survives that without being shredded up.
He fought off a scientist too, who was pretty.
He did fight off a scientist. You know?
No, that's a tough call.
It was a
It's
tough
a hard
call.
50-50.
Quint dies.
Yeah, that's true. Queen can't even survive a shark, so.
Oh, fucking hey, man.
I
Paul
don't know, that is a tough one.
gets ripped up by Piranha and is fine.
God damn it. I don't know. Yeah, honestly, it'd be a 50-50 for me. I might have to give it to Paul though.
Yeah, I mean, just out of sheer badassery.
Right. Pushing
Ain't
out.
nobody else holding their breath that long besides Tom Cruise.
Like there's probably a couple other people, but yeah. An ass. I can't hold my breath for a minute and a half, but I'm sure there's a couple people.
I guess so. But it's like long. It's longer than that. You know it is.
Tom Cruise did 6 minutes or something crazy.
Yeah. He did it like an ungodly amount of time. It's crazy. Anyways, speaking of holding our breath, we shall not be holding our breath, at least I hope not, in our next section, Out to Sea.
Oh boy.
Here at Out to Sea, we discuss the behind the scenes of the film. So everyone sit back, relax, and get comfortable because I got some stuff to read. The story of Piranha begins not in 1975 with the release of Jaws, but almost 50 years before with the birth of a man who would become synonymous with the world of independent film, and that man was Roger Corman. Roger Corman was a prolific filmmaker whose career in cinema spanned over 7 decades, in which he mentored filmmakers such as Francis Ford Coppola, Martin Scorsese, and James Cameron. He was known for cultivating a culture of fast-paced, high-concept exploitation films, making very ambitious movies with very low budgets that usually featured lots of gore, camp, and naked ladies. Woohoo! Born in Detroit, Michigan in 1926, Corman broke into the film industry as a script reader at 20th Century Fox during the 50s before he moved into the world of independent production. In the mid-50s, he starts producing and directing his own films. It is on these films that he developed his style of rapid filmmaking with ultra-low budgets. Moving into the late 50s and early 60s, he begins to cement himself as the king of cult, releasing B-movies such as Bucket of Blood and Little Shop of Horrors, as well as a successful series of Edgar Allan Poe adaptations starring the legendary Vincent Price. In the 1970s, he founds New World Pictures and begins producing cult hits and distributing international art house flicks. In 1975, Jaws is released to universal acclaim and box office success, unlike any other film up to that point had seen in history, forever changing the way films are marketed and made. During this time, many film studios decide to ride the wave of Jaws' success, and so begins the trend of aping the film, which continues to this day. Notable ripoffs to be released at this time were Grizzly coming in hot the following year, as well as Mako, The Jaws of Death. 1977 saw the release of Tentacles and Orca, the Killer Whale. When Jaws came out in 1975, the New York Times film critic Richard Canby said, "Jaws is basically a Roger Corman movie, but bigger." And Roger Corman later commented, saying, "Jaws scared me. But what Canby didn't say was that they didn't just make a bigger movie, they made a better movie." Corman did not immediately follow up with a Jaws-inspired ripoff, as many other studios did, because he did not think he could match the film's special effects. But when Jaws 2 came around 3 years later, he decided that he could use the sequel's publicity to help draw attention to the release of his film a couple of months later. Bri, what do you think's the better movie, Jaws 2 or Piranha? Don't answer that. A producer named Jeff Shetman had already commissioned a Jaws ripoff script, but it substituted Piranha for sharks. By all accounts, the script was considered terrible, but Roger Corman paid for it nonetheless so he could own the concept. After several scripts were turned down, New World Pictures brought on a novelist by the name of John Sayles. John Sayles would eventually go on to write the aforementioned Alligator. Not bad with creature features.
Okay.
To do a third rewrite of the material. His primary obstacle while turning out the script was to meet Roger Corman's demand of having a kill happen every 10 minutes. But once he was able to figure out that dilemma in terms of storytelling, he was off to the races. So, Brian, this is where your raft comes into play. He had to find ways for people to be on the water, even though they knew there were piranha in the water. So that's why we get the raft, the baby pier, the canoe. So all these attacks could keep happening whilst people are becoming more and more aware that they should not be in the water.
Yeah, all right.
That's pretty ambitious thing to have a kill every 10 minutes.
Yeah, no kidding.
Joe Dante, who worked for Roger Corman's New World Pictures as a trailer editor, had just come off of making his first picture for Corman, the cheapest movie ever made at the time, for about $60,000. Was brought on to direct Piranha. The original budget for the film was somewhere between $800,000 and $900,000, but was slashed to about $600,000 when Corman wasn't thrilled with the footage he was seeing. Dante eventually had to ask for extra funds to complete the film, bringing the total cost to about $660,000, just about $600,000 more than his first feature. The film's finale was shot inside an Olympic swimming pool at the Whit-in-Sioux Aquatic Center. The crew filled the pool up with plant life as well as dumping gallons of fake blood into the water. This combination ended up turning the water black. And to combat this, buckets and buckets of chlorine were added to try and clean it up. This only made the problem worse, for the people who were filming inside the water fell prey to infections and strange rashes, and the paint on the rubber fish kept melting off in the water. Eventually, the pool had to be drained, sanitized, and power washed before being refilled. The Aquatic Center never let a film be shot in there again.
Jesus.
Yeah, dude, they had created some sort of weird fungus bacteria thing that was living there. Fucking terrifying. Phil Tippett and Rob Bottin were on the film's creature and makeup department crew. Both of these men would go on to become legends in their own right, with Tippett working on films such as Star Wars and Jurassic Park, and Bottin reaching godlike status in the world of creature effects with his work on John Carpenter's The Thing. The piranha were rubber puppets on sticks that they would just move about back and forth in the water.
I love it.
The film was shot in just 20 days.
Whoa.
Like, that's really, really impressive to me, especially with everything that goes on in this movie. This is a pretty action-heavy movie. If you think about everything from the fight scene to the raft scene to multiple car chases, explosions, everything that happens on the water with the resort and the
That's some big locations.
sleepaway camp, and then the finale under the water and everything.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive, man.
20 days.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It is wild. So wild that at the wrap party, the director of photography, Jamie Anderson, drove his rental car into the swimming pool at the Holiday Inn. It's a good way to just be like, deuces, never again.
Right, yeah.
Universal Studios attempted to file an injunction to prevent Piranha from being released, as it was coming out about the same time as Jaws 2. But those plans were brought to a swift halt after director Steven Spielberg saw the film and deemed it the best of all the Jaws ripoffs.
That's awesome.
The movie was released on August 3rd, 1978, and made a gross of $2 million in its first 3 weeks. Not bad for a $600,000 budget.
Yeah, that's in the 70s.
The picture received mixed reviews upon its initial release, with several critics noting the stupidity of the characters and being uncomfortable with children being at the center of the film's carnage-filled climax.
Okay.
It was a box office success, however, given its relatively low budget, and reports that it made about $16 million worldwide. The film has gone on to reach cult status and has spawned... I laugh because the sequel is called Piranha 2: The Spawning. It's a shame that I have to explain my jokes to you, but you're not cultured, goddammit. The movie has spawned a number of sequels and remakes, all the while being remembered fondly for its meta-comedy, over-the-top gore, and original spin on a tried-and-true formula. Woof!
I'll say.
Thoughts?
Wow. 20 days, though. I can't get over that. Man. That's jamming.
Yeah, dude. For like second-time director who very much did not want to work on this. He wanted to work on another movie. Him and his buddy were like, there were 2 movies to direct, and Roger Corman was like, yeah, you guys decide who's going to make what. And neither one of them wanted to do Piranha.
Harsh.
But
Oh, man.
the other guy, I think Dante decided was better suited for that film. I think it was Rock and Roll High was the movie. And, hey, you know what? I don't even know who the other guy is. So the fact that Joe Dante took on Piranha, I think, has led to him having a fairly successful career.
Did he direct the second one, too?
No, that was James Cameron.
Oh, that's right.
A film that he has tried very, very hard to distance himself from.
So proud of.
Oh, I'm sure. All right. Well, without any further ado, we're out on the open water. A shark has just attacked our boat, and it would have been nice had we gotten ourselves a bigger boat. Now, in this section, we just have a brief discussion of which would you rather be in the water with, Brian? The piranha from the titular flick or the shark from Jaws?
The piranha, probably.
What was that?
Probably the piranha. had to think about it while I was saying it. But yeah,
Well, let me put it this way: you're willing to get into water with 25 to 50 piranha in a half-mile radius for $10,000.
right?
How much are you willing to get
Yeah,
into
put it none.
the ocean
I wouldn't do
with the
it.
shark out there? You don't know that he's near you. You just know that he's out there.
No, that's too close. That's still too close.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take the piranha.
Yeah, man. Dude, I'm like, we have this discussion every time, but I'm like even hesitant. I'm like, well, if it was just the shark, like it was just the mechanical shark from Jaws, if it was just the mechanical shark that's not real, I would still give pause. Maybe real piranha aren't so bad.
Compared to the mechanical shark, it probably doesn't
compared to the thing that would just sit there and not move and try and eat me.
Yeah.
But fuck, man. Even today, there's like a shot. It was Daily Jaws that posted it. It was like a meme of. It just said caption this, and it was just a scuba diver in the water with the mechanical shark behind them, and I just typed "fuck that."
Yeah, no, thank you. Fuck that.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
No.
Yeah, I think piranha all day.
Well, speaking of being in the water with sharks, 1,100 men went into the water. In this section, we discuss the source material and some standout scenes. There is no source material for Piranha as it was an original script. So we're just going to skip ahead to some standout scenes. B-Rye, do you have any scenes that you really, really enjoy? Anything that you think was constructed well, or things that you thought were funny, or just entertaining?
I love the guy spilling the Lone Star beer on him. I did like the way they did the. I don't remember his name. He's like the mayor in this one, obviously, who's putting on Aquarina or whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
But they have that scene of him like walking across the beach, like weaving around all the people that are like trying to survive, and I was like, dude, that's pretty heavy. That's a pretty gnarly scene. So I thought that was pretty cool.
I like that scene too, because I really like. I feel, and this could just be my interpretation of the scene, but I feel like he actually feels guilt and remorse in that moment. And then when he comes upon the camera guy and he's like shaking the camera guy, he's like, "What are you filming? What are you filming?" Like, I actually feel like there's, it could be interpreted as, "Oh, I'm ruined," and maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's the way it's meant to be seen. But I'm inclined to kind of just see the humanity of it all and have him be distraught. At least that was my hopeful read on that scene. But yeah, I thought that was a well done scene as well.
Yeah. Yeah, they hold on him for a little bit longer than like rushing past it to like do containment.
Mm-hmm. I do like the lab. I like the lab scene. It's just weird. It's just a weird scene, man. Even in this movie, it feels so out of place with the rest of the movie.
Right. I mean, you never really get like, and they do a good job about not showing you too many like slow close-ups of the piranha. You don't really get to like see how like genetically modified they are or anything. Yeah. So for them to like focus so much on all the ones in the lab is such a trip.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, it's funky. But I mean, like you said, that one was supposed to have like different scenes throughout the movie, and they never did that or couldn't afford it or whatever. But it just adds to how weird those scenes are in the lab. You see all these funky ass characters that they never touch back on.
Yeah. Yeah, I do enjoy that, just even for its out of placeness. I like both even though I feel like we have one too many escape scenes in this movie. I like them both. I like the banter of them in the tent and Maggie, saying what if he's gay and then flashing. Like I like those character moments. I think that really adds a lot
Right.
for these kind of one note
Yeah.
characters that we're with the whole time. That makes them fun.
Yeah.
And her escape from the police station, I think, is pretty clever and entertaining as well. Like I think that's a good little bit. Again, it's a little bit extra, but I think they're entertaining scenes.
Yeah,
to be sure.
exactly.
And of course, just the climax. Again, I can't speak highly enough about how that was all shot and how it just maybe goes on a little bit longer than it should, in all honesty, but very impressive again, given the budget and the amount of time that they had. I'm really amazed with how intense and expansive those scenes feel.
Yeah, for 20 days, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
All those extras getting mauled out there by fish.
Yeah, man. I think I read that somewhere that extras were paid $5 and free lunch. I'm like,
Oh my god.
Well, probably a good deal back in 1978.
True, though, yeah.
I would be very upset about that right about now. I bet you movie studios wish they could get away with that these days.
No kidding. God, lunch and $5. That's crazy.
That's how I pay you. All right. Well, before we wrap it up here this evening, we have some awards to give away.
Yeah, we do.
Let's head on down to the Yellow Barrel Awards ceremony. All right. Here at the Yellow Barrel Awards, we have just a couple of fun little things that we like to talk about. Our first award is the Doll's Eyes Award, which is the best kill of the movie. B-Rai, who are you chomping down on for your best kill for Piranha?
I had 3 of them, honestly.
Oh my God.
I know.
All right, well, do one, and then let me do my one, and then you can do your other one.
All right, well, now I got to pick which one I want to do first. That's different. I'll go in order. I liked Jax because he's just sitting on his drunk little pier getting his legs chomped off. And I just love that for like a few seconds, the scene is just him yelling and he's just throwing his head back and forth. And the only thing in the water is like calves. It's just like, it gives me very aggressive, like Tim Robinson vibes.
Yes. You're like, dude, just pull your legs out, baby.
Oh yeah,
You'll be fine.
Oh, like
just move them. You'll bring a couple of those little bastards onto the land with you, but you'll be fine, buddy.
The way he yells, the way they shot it really got me. I'm like, oh my god, all right, I gotta write this one down. It was too funny.
The payoff for that one is great though, because then you see his legs and they're all mutilated and everything, or gone rather.
Yeah. He bleeds out.
Yeah, so much better than what you get with a scientist like 10 minutes later.
Right.
I have the camp counselor. I think that's actually a pretty brutal death at the end when she can't get onto the boat.
Oh,
and then
right.
The piranha just like
I forgot about
pull
her.
her apart as she's like sinking to the bottom.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, that's a good death. Like I like those.
Was good.
I like those sort of like innocent deaths, the like good characters that have no business being killed in a movie like this. Like that kind of ups the stakes for me, ups the ante.
She didn't want to go swimming either. Like she knew there was something going on out there. She had a weird vibe about the river and stuff too.
That was a little kid.
Was it?
Yes.
I thought it was Betsy.
This is what happens when you watch movies while you work, you sack of shit.
I thought it was Betsy who said that. Because no, wasn't it? It was the 2 camp counselor chicks. I don't remember the blonde one.
Yeah, they were talking about. She
wanted
his
to go
daughter,
swimming.
Paul's daughter.
I could have sworn it was Betsy who was like, "Oh, you go, I'll watch," because she didn't want to go in the water. Either way, she did have a good death scene. And the way they shot it was pretty sick because she's like falling.
Yeah, when she's like sinking to the bottom.
Yeah,
I think
like,
that's
damn,
a really
that
good
was
shot.
they went pretty ham with that one.
Yeah, that was good.
I
That was a good
forgot
one.
about it though. Damn.
That was probably shot in the pool that they ruined.
Yeah, most likely. Got to get a good shot. Got to get.
It was really deep, like her going down,
Right.
like everything. I was like, yeah, that looks like an Olympic pool to me.
All right. Yeah, they totally ruined. Well, 20 days, gotta get it done. All right, the other one I had was I put it on here because it pissed me off, and it was the dumb scientist fucking jumping in the water before he needed to, and then not having.
I feel like I need to explain what the word "best" means to you.
Best worst step. Yeah,
You can write down things that upset you and things that bother you and things that excite you. You just
And
need to
then I
put
need
them in
to
the
talk
correct
about them.
categories.
I need to talk about them the way I want to talk about them. This is my turn to talk.
Excuse me. Sorry. Pardon me.
Also, like though that it's not really part of his death, but when he is laying on the raft and they're like trying to figure out what's going on, and he's just like, "You're blaming me for this," and then he says it like 4 more times. Are you blaming me for this? I think you're blaming me for this.
You're not gonna blame me for this. You let him out.
Yeah, you did this. I just made him. But yeah, his death's great.
Oi. Excellent.
Next, you can
Our
go.
next award is the Hoagie Award, which is Brian's standout character, either good or bad. It is a standout character for Brian.
Bet you won't guess which one this is. It's the dumbass fucking scientist guy. I don't even know his name.
It
Does he have one?
was
Did they give him a name because he's such a shitty character?
Robert Hoke.
Hope.
Remember, she calls him Bob. The lady scientist calls him Bob.
Oh, that's right.
And then Maggie was like, "Were you too close?" And she's like,
That's her little nervous.
flinging her fucking hair back like a psychopath.
We were more than close. We injected each other with piranha gene.
The gene that makes you say piranha like piranha.
Yeah, it's not like it's a G or like a soft J. It's a fucking H.
Uh,
Piranha. Yeah, he gets.
I think even when I was watching it, the subtitles did piranha, like with a Y, like the subtitles did. I'm like, that doesn't even make any sense.
So go find that stupid fucking scene, piranha.
What exactly about Dr. Robert Hoke bothered you so much that you picked him for your Hoagie Award?
I mean, when you talked about it earlier, it was hilarious that they told him he needed to like dial it back a little bit fight scene, because when I watched this scene, I was like, Jesus Christ, like he just showed up in this movie and it's just going fucking full tilt.
Hard.
I'm like, all right, bro, you're supposed
Gotta
to
ease your way into this picture, bro. You can't just come in full tilt.
right? Yeah, you're supposed to be the scientist, not like some bodybuilder, like fucking throwing hands, trying to choke people out and shit. But
That's what bodybuilders do.
yeah, I think so. I don't know. But that bothers me. A lot of his dialogue bothers me. Like
What he's saying or how he's saying it.
both. I didn't like the way he died either, which was kind of weird. He's like laying there and his eyes are open, and then he closed them, and then he opened them again. When he
Yeah,
died.
I don't like that either.
That really
Like,
bothered me.
we could have gotten a better take, I think.
Right. Yeah. That pissed me off. I was like, this fucking guy. Just die like you're supposed to. What else upset me about him? He was dead at that point, so.
The fact that even after he died, he didn't look like he died the way he died.
Yeah, he didn't have any mortal wounds, and he was fluttering his eyelids at me, and it pissed me off. I was like, good, die already. Quit talking. The only other person that I had as a runner-up was Mr. Dumont, the camp counselor. But then I loved him by the end of it. Being around fully clothed in the river with a fucking revolver in his hand. And I was like, all right, this guy's won me over. If he gets a Hoagie Award, it's because he's awesome. This guy's
Oh,
a
man.
good.
You really just like to get a rise out of me, don't you?
What do you have against Mr. Dumont? Or what? Oh,
Nothing. It's fine. Everything's fine.
See?
All right. Well, on to the next award, which is the what is it again?
Very good,
The
baby.
Barry Gibb Award.
Come on.
And I'm just gonna lay down a rule right now. You cannot say Paul looks like Barry Gibb. Like you have to pick something else. Okay.
That's not what I put. I didn't even put that down actually.
Oh,
I have two different ones.
shocking.
The first one I have was from my Best Bad intro. It's Marsha Brady, aka Maggie.
Yeah, I can see that.
Totally.
That's a good comp.
Yeah, right? Not bad.
I actually have Paul.
Oh, did you know?
Yeah, he looks like the guy from Flight of the Conchords.
Wow, yeah, he does. That's a good one.
I just like it was weird today. I was like, who am I gonna pick for the Barry Gibb Award? And I just like found a picture of him, and all I did was squint, and I was like, Flight of the Conchords, right there. Like, tell me I'm wrong. Like, Googled it. I was like, oh my god, I'm more right than even I thought I was.
Yeah, I love that. That's a great way to do a Barry Gibb Award. By the way, you just gotta pick a character and do the old squint test.
Yes.
Classic. That was a good one, though. That is a good one. Damn.
Thank you.
Another musician in the mix.
What about well, you said there was you
Oh
said
yeah,
two.
my runner up was our Texas whatever as the Jaws mayor.
Oh yeah.
It's a goddamn spitting image.
I think that was probably very intentional.
Yeah, I was kind of picking up on that after I wrote it down. I was like, yeah, they were swinging for this one for sure. Maybe nonetheless.
Yeah. Our final award, the No Overtime Award for Best Effect. What do you think the best effect of the movie is?
Man, I wrote this one down and then I never really circled back around to it. But my best effect was the little claymation piranha person running around in the lab.
Yeah,
I wrote it down because I was expecting to see more.
yes, that's fair.
I was like, man, look at this little toy soldier looking fucking dude. I feel like they used a lot of the same graphics there. That was the vibe I got from that. Little toy soldier piranha person running around this lab.
He'd be one of what were those creatures called that were not?
Oh goddamn Argonauts! And then the other ones was that it? Is that Argonaut? Oh, it's because it's the soldiers and the Argonauts, right?
Let me see.
Right. I can't believe that's correct.
Small soldiers is what it was, not toy soldiers.
Oh, small soldiers. Thank you.
Creature.
I had some of those action figures. They're great.
Name. Gorgonites.
Damn!
They battled the villainous Commando Elite.
Gorgonites. That was close.
Yeah, you had the right.
I had the second.
You had the right thing going on.
Andrew's probably listening to this, and he's gonna be like, "It's fucking Gorgonites, idiot." Gorgonites.
Who? Andrew?
Yeah, I feel like he would know that. And
yeah, he would. Actually, that would be something he would know.
Right now.
Just like shaking his head at us.
Yeah, like this fucking guy doesn't even know what the Gorgonites are called.
Just like a single tear rolls down his face. Yeah. He turns around to see the small soldiers poster like plastered on his wall.
That's just Tracy, Andrew.
It's a good episode when we get to make fun of Andrew.
Right.
It makes me happy because I know eventually, somewhere down the road, I'm gonna get a text message, just out of the blue.
Hey, fuck you guys.
Woo.
What was your best effect? What do you have?
Honestly, like if I'm not picking the flying piranha on Camp Counselor Dumont's face. That's pretty great. It's probably Jack's legs. Like I think that's probably the meanest looking
That was a
effect.
good
Probably one of the best done parts of the movie in those terms for sure. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, hell yeah. Well, those are our awards. That was our coverage. We are on to our last section where we discuss our final thoughts and rankings. So, everyone say it with me. Smile, you son of a bitch. B-Rye, tell me your final thoughts about Piranha 1978 and give me your ranking out of 10.
Man, I was trying to think about it earlier, and then I forgot to circle back to it, and I hate when that happens. But it was a good ride. I love a good slow burn like that, though. It makes for a fun movie when they don't just like immediately. I mean, other than the like little intro scene, they don't just start jamming through piranha attacks. I like the build up. Obviously, it's why House is so great, of course. But one of the many reasons. But yeah, no, I thought it was a freaking great little action packed 70s creature feature fucking horror flick. I would definitely watch it again because now I want to catch all the times they say piranha. And all the other little special effects, and to make sure I was correct about which camp counselor said what. But aside from that, I think out of 10, I'm probably gonna give it. Trying to trust my gut here. I'm gonna go 7.9.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's nice.
I liked it. Yeah, I put it up there pretty high. I was initially in like the solid 8s, but I was like, I don't remember what I gave other movies,
You're
but
just shy. Well,
yeah,
it's hard when we've done this like as sporadically as we have over the last couple of years. It's hard to keep in mind.
What did I rate Razorback? I don't know.
Seriously.
I feel like I gave it a really high number though. So
yeah, I understand that. I think I try to put this in terms of when I do my rankings. Try to put it in terms of movies that we ranked, but also just movies that we haven't gotten to and ones that I think are going to be good, you know. So my biggest takeaway from watching this a second time around is that this is a competently made film, but as a Jaws ripoff, it rides the line of silliness and scariness just a little too comfortably for me. It never feels so well made that I'm really afraid, nor so poorly made that I'm entertained by how nonsensical it is. And that is probably my biggest mark against it, is that it is a perfectly okay film. This is definitely an enjoyable watch. I like the gore. I like the set pieces. I like the character actors, and I like the boobs, as brief as they are. I feel like so many of these movies that we've covered up to this point, there's not nearly enough boobs for as exploitative as these films are. Like, come on, folks, let's ramp up the tatas, all right? Come on.
Come on.
Not much to ask for. I think that there are some pacing issues for a 90-minute movie. It does drag a little bit in the middle for me. Even with some of the stuff that's going on, I think we could do without one of them being, like one of the scenes of them being captured. Like we could do away with the police capture scene. Just take 100%. That out. We can make this a solid like freaking 80-minute movie.
Yep.
Let's just jam. I don't see myself going back to watch this for a while, but for the caliber of film that it is and what it attempts to accomplish, I think it is a very solid picture. Without question, it is one of the best made Jaws ripoffs. especially considering how quickly it was made and for how much money it was made for. The story is interesting and unique, managing to feel familiar in terms of setup and structure, but fresh in terms of narrative and execution. And while the characters are entertaining and the carnage is wild, the stakes never feel as dire to me as I would like them to, even though the movie keeps telling me how dire they are. It never quite feels as if things are as serious as I'm being told they are. But what a great climax and what a great ending. 6.5 out of 10.
Ah, there you go.
So
There you have
do
it.
some quick math. What's 7.9 plus or divided? I don't know. We're looking at somewhere in the department of a 7, I would
There you go.
imagine, for
Yeah.
the Jaws cast
Yep.
ranking of 1978's Piranha. Well, we did it. It's been a hot minute. We've been talking about this one for a while, and we finally knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, we have.
Thank you, B-Rye, for hanging out with me, as always.
Heck yeah.
As I mentioned at the top of the episode, a mere 2 hours ago, I think we're going to be covering Dangerous Animals soon, so we will get out of the 70s exploitation and into some modern day exploitation, so that should be fun.
That'd be cool.
And yeah, then maybe we'll tackle that Beast of War movie that I was telling you about. Either way, we got some movies coming your way this year, gang. We're going to try and be a little bit better about recording some episodes. Just Brian and I are very, very busy, and we like to hang out, and not every time that we hang out do we want to necessarily work. As fun as this is, there's still some work that goes into it. So thank you for being patient with us. We will continue to be doing Jaws cast episodes in the future, and we hope you look forward to hearing us talk about Jaws shit. So thanks for listening, and we will see you motherfuckers out on the open ocean. Adios and adieu.